Hello and welcome. I'm Joe Vika and I am broadcasting from Joe Vika TV. Today I want to discuss on marriage and I want you to please listen to this video from beginning to end. You might learn something that will be very interesting to you. I have a WhatsApp group where we discuss marital issues and the WhatsApp group has to do with a married and single platform. So someone brought up a question there and one of the questions is what I want to address in my own perspective. What was the question? The question says, is sex before wedding a sin? Many people gave their opinion. Many people said it's not a sin, but we shouldn't do like the world. The world has their standard. But meanwhile, before I go further, if you have never subscribed to my channel, please, I want to beg in the name of God, do me a favor, hit the subscription button. And also don't forget to put your hand in the notification so that when we upload some wonderful videos, you might be the first one to reach out. And do well to share this video to somebody to listen with you and be blessed. A lot of people gave their answers. Majority say it's not a sin. You can do your things as long as the marriage is done, do it. I also want you to, your own way, what do you think is the reality, the truth about sex before wedding? Sex before wedding. Before I go further, permit me to consult the dictionary. I want to consult the dictionary live. I want to consult the dictionary here while still talking with you. So, what is the difference between, I want to Google it and don't know, what is the difference between wedding and marriage? What is the difference between wedding and marriage?
Between a marriage and a wedding. Marriage is a legal contract usually comprising 40 words plus your names and your signatures witnessed in a register. A wedding is the ceremonial celebration. The marriage and the wedding can be together, or at different times. That's when it gets exciting.
What is the difference between a marriage and a wedding? Marriage is a legal contract usually comprising 40 words plus your name and your signature witness in a register. A wedding is the ceremonial celebration. The marriage and the wedding can be together or at the different time. That is when it gets exciting. Now, the Google said the wedding is the ceremony, while the marriage is the contract between husband and wife. Now, the question is, according to your own culture, when is the contract established? When can we say the contract has been agreed upon? Now, when we talk about marriage is a contract. Let's just leave it at that point. Marriage is a contract. So my question, when do you think the contract has been established? As soon as there's agreement between you and your partner, and you go further in that agreement, solidifying your agreement by whispering to the family members, the parents. Went ahead of time, you went another step further by making some payment that is required of you to the parents of the spouse, the wife to be. As soon as agreement is done, you visit the parents, make a payment, or the dowry paid, the marriage is consummated. That is my own interpretation about marriage. Since it's a contract, the contract was between a man and a woman. Forget about the interpretation of it. Say marriage is contract between two people. It was used to be in Google. They will tell you the marriage is contract between man and woman, but they change it now between two people. So two whatever, but that's their business. I don't know where some of them are also married animal, so they need to change it between two entities. Very soon you see the difference. You will see the marriage is a contract between two entities. The entity can be whatever they want. Maybe that's the next level of definition you might be expecting to come from Google. The word is really changing. So now, if marriage is between two people, you and your girl, the man and the girl, the lady and the man, if two of them have come into agreement that this marriage is agreement, they went further to bring a witness by witnessing or telling the parent, this is my plan for your wife. That's a solidifying the contract that has been established between the couple. The second one, the monetary involvement, dowry, seeing or they're knocking drink and whatever. That is solidifying the contract. It's not as if it was the money that was paid that is the contract. It is that agreement between the husband and wife. So I want you to get this thing clear. That makes it to be marriage. We have agreed to marry. I know most time people will come in the name of we have agreed to marry to take what belongs to you, to enjoy you sexually, and they will find their way. I know. But why they say let's go move to another extent? See my family, see my brother, see my uncle. By the time they do all those things together, you find that they are simply moving a little bit further than what just been coming to talk to you and you alone as an individual. So now, if this marriage has been is a contract that has been agreed between two parties, between the two persons that are involved, wedding is simply a ceremony that precedes the marriage. So if wedding is a ceremony, determines the way you want it to happen. Number one, I want you to know that wedding is not African culture. I'm addressing our African brothers. It's not our African culture. That's one. Wedding, church wedding or white wedding is not African culture. Number two, white wedding or church wedding is not in the Bible. Number three, white wedding or wedding is simply a ceremony that the couple decide the way it want it to go. All these paraphernalia, actually get beasts, you buy some manner of things is based on your choice. If you don't want them, nobody's going to force you. I've never seen anyone that because you don't have chief brassmaid, they say you are not wedded. Both man and woman can just move to the altar and do their wedding. All those one is extra curriculum that doesn't hold any water. So, sex before wedding is not a sin. It depends on when you must have agreed within yourself that the marriage is consummated. As long as because it's a contract. When you believe, if the couple now believe that when the marriage is done, as soon as I have paid your dowry, that is the contract. So if they said they are married, as soon as I pay a dowry, that is what they agree. It's hold for them. So if they start seeing themselves after paying dowry, it's not a sin to them. If they say, since we have agreed and we are going to keep to our word, we are going to see our parents, we don't have chance to see them, but we are agreed, we are getting married. For them, if that is what they have agreed and that is married for them, and they decide to come together for their consummate it is for them. It's not going to be seen to anybody. It is within them. When it's going to be seen, when the guy, after you and using the name of marriage to sleep with her, at the end of the day runs away because he never intended marrying her. It's a sin against each or any of them that does that. So wedding shouldn't be a yardstick to judge you because you have committed sin by slept with a wife. But if it is an agreement that we can't do anything except to go to the altar, to the church, that is your belief. It's a contract that our marriage will only be established when we have gone to the altar. That is, if two of them have that agreement, if they not do it before that wedding, it's a sin against them, against their contract. But if two people who have knowledge, as if you agree that you're going to marry me, we agree. That is when I know you are my wife. Have you agreed? As I have agreed. For me, I'm married to you. We are going to see your parents because I cannot marry in isolation. So whenever they have an agreement to marry, both parties have agreed, and they're solidly behind their agreement, the marriage is established. Any other thing one is doing, apart from going to pay dowry, settlement of the family, and whatever, is on what is extra curriculum. I don't need somebody getting me. It might sound controversial to somebody, but wedding is not marriage. Marriage is not wedding, and that is why many people prepare for wedding without preparing for marriage. In the next edition, I will be talking about how to prepare for marriage and not wedding. Don't let wedding deprive you of your marriage. Don't let wedding make you to be feeling guilt when you are not guilt. Sometimes they will preach a message. Those of you who had sex before you're married, and you be crying, God, have mercy upon me, deliver me. Maybe that's why I don't have my baby. That's why I'm still barren. No. It is the heart, sin of the heart. You are judging yourself based on what you think you believe, based on another person's culture. If wedding is not in the Bible, why will you use that as a standard to tell yourself when you have committed sin or not? I want to stop here, and I want to like to have your question and answer to this topic, because I want to talk more on this area to help our people. The next topic I'm going to be treating is traditional court wedding or church wedding more ideal than each other. One, that's the next topic. So if you think you like that, show me your comment that you want, what you like, what you are saying, so that we'll get people delivered from bondage of ignorance. We can't use another people's culture to justify when we are right, when we are sin or not. In as much as I am not against Christianity, I am not against borrowed culture, but I don't want the culture to determine when I'm right or wrong. Somebody get me right. Thank you. I remain Jovika. See you in my next edition of Marriage Angle with Jovika. God bless you.
If you no get information, you are already deformed. Why not go to your YouTube? Jovika TV. Hey, you want time for Facebook? Jovika TV. Instagram and Twitter. Jovika TV. I be you want time for TikTok? Jovika TV. I be na WhatsApp you want time? Jovika TV. Jovika TV, poised to reach you with the truth.